Welcome to this year's Who's Who Celebratory Reveal. My name is Lee Dixon, the Chief Operating Officer and Chief Risk Officer of the Palmetto Bank. The Palmetto Bank is once again excited to be the overall sponsor for the Who's Who program, as well as the sponsor for this specific award, the Who's Who Legend Award. It's particularly relevant given the Palmetto Bank's history, our 108-year history in the upstate of South Carolina, serving the communities all over the upstate. The Legends Award is intended to recognize an individual who has had a lasting impact on the upstate, not only in the past, but also in the years to come. Our award recipient this year has done just that. He had a distinguished career as the Chief Executive Officer of the Liberty Corporation, and I know firsthand the impact of his leadership as my father-in-law, Harry Edwards, an attorney in town, worked with the Liberty Corporation for many years. But beyond that, also into the future. Our award recipient this year is the financial underwriter and the visionary sponsor of the Liberty Fellowship Program. Along with his wife, Anna Kate, and in collaboration with Wofford College and the Aspen Institute, the Liberty Fellowship Program brings together every year 20 diverse leaders from all over our state to hone their leadership skills and then tackle specific challenges facing our state. Over the past 11 years, over 220 individuals have come together as part of the Liberty Fellowship Program. It is my distinct honor and pleasure on behalf of the Palmetto Bank to recognize this year's Who's Who Legend Award recipient, Hayne Hipp.
What can we do to accelerate the quality of our life as opposed to making more money? And I think that centers on an openness and willingness to new ideas, a commitment to sharing. A commitment to bringing in, for instance, in Liberty Fellowship, half of the fellows are people who have just moved here. Half of them grew up here like I did. And so it's bringing all of those people in, giving them a platform where they can stand up and say, let me tell you about this, let's do that. And as long as we keep that openness, I think we're going to be astonishingly successful. How we're beginning to segmentize ourselves, how we're operating in silos, how we go to church, go to dinner, go to athletics with people that are exactly like us, philosophically as well as physically, and that once you begin to narrow your world, then your mind begins to narrow, and you don't have that perspective of other people's opinions, and that's what life is about. When you're younger, you are thinking out 30 and 40 years. You're thinking about where your children are going to go to school. You're thinking about, am I going to get my house mortgage paid off? Am I going to be able to work up the ladder from being a clerk to a senior vice president to being a president or head of a department? And again, when you reach my age, you're not thinking about when am I going to pay off my house payment, should I get a 30-year mortgage? You are thinking about the moment. And you concentrate much more on living in the moment, making sure that the contribution that you give is given right now. I think it was being around my parents who always give us, my aunts and my uncles who always give us, our friends. I think, again, you talk about associating with our world. Anna Kate and I just have been lucky to have a lot of friends who are givers. And I had some exposure to the Aspen Institute, which is what we are associated with, and the Socratic Roundtable discussions and the seminars. There's a national program I found out about, and Anna Kate and I and Jenny Johnson, our executive director, said, well, why don't we see if we can't do that in South Carolina? I think the Liberty Fellows are touching just about every life in the state. You know, it's all sorts of different ways. They have reached a point of maturity and inflection where they can have an impact at the statewide level. And, you know, we have letter after letter from them of saying, if I hadn't done this, I would not be doing this. And some of the quotes were, I realized I can't stay on the sidelines anymore. Or I now know that what I thought I couldn't do, I can do. You know, those things that just make you tear up. You say, wow, this is cool.